Hello everyone, I'm here to give my presentation on Hudson Bay Company. My presentation will take you through the brief introduction of fur trade, how it began in Canada, and the role of Hudson Bay Company in fur trade. So let's get started. Hudson Bay Company is the oldest commercial company in North America and one of the oldest in the world. In 1670, Hudson Bay kicked off during the fur trade, and today is one of the most successful companies in the world. Let's talk about the fur trade now. Since the beginning, people have been trading animal furs. Beaver fur became very popular and beaver were totally extinct from Europe, which is a main reason Europeans got settled in New France, which is now known as Canada. Jacques Cartier sailed from Europe to Canada in 1534, and Europeans and indigenous people started communicating. Cartier also encountered the Mi'kmaq people, who were interested in the fur trade, and so were the Iroquois. Cartier claimed the land for the French and decided St. Lawrence River is where the fur trade would take place. In 1670, Hudson Bay Company was formed. Down there, you can see a picture of Hudson Bay Company during that time. They started by collaborating with indigenous people and creating trading posts. This slide shares the picture of Hudson Bay, named after Henry Hudson. It was an amazing location for the fur trade, as the routes were easy to access and people could come in and go for the fur trade. This was a very important day in Canadian history and the fur trade as well. Now, we will talk a bit more about the Hudson's Bay Company. Hudson Bay Company made trading posts and teamed up to help many indigenous communities. They impacted the economy of Canada and the US. They also contributed to colonization in Canada. In the 19th century, they focused more on sales and real estate. In conclusion, the Hudson Bay Company established trading posts and partnerships with indigenous people. Hudson Bay Company had monopolized the trade market in significant regions and were driving economic development. They even opened new territories for trade and settlement, impacting indigenous cultures and colonial expansions. Legacy remains significant in Canadian history, influencing economic and cultural landscapes, and they won't be forgotten anytime soon. That's all for my slideshow presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.